So a colleague of mine said that one of their primary goals with music is for everybody to just be all one. Now, if you think about this logically, it's not going to make much sense, because the experience of being all one, it's an emotional and spiritual experience, and that can be tapped into with music. So regardless of your spiritual beliefs, if you're a musician who has any kind of presence, and I don't mean just stage presence, I mean like the ability to take a deep breath and appreciate the unfolding of the moment while you're on stage or in the practice room, it means that you have an inclination for being one. You know what that means? There's a couple of different ways to experience this. The first is in the practice room. If you're by yourself, and I like this a lot because I'm kind of a perfectionist. I like the practice room because I can be vulnerable and just make mistakes and connect with music without feeling like it's like I'm being watched or judged, or like I'm packaging it in some kind of product. And part of my spiritual practice includes meditation, and the feeling of being one's part of that. It's a presence. When I practice or meditate, I feel at one. And when I practice, or when I meditate while I practice, like a practicing meditation, like close my eyes and do scales, then I feel at one. However, I believe there's different ways to experience feeling at one. The first is, well, that was the first one, but the second one is on stage. So when you're on stage, feeling at one is different. You feel at one with the audience. So it's a communal thing. It's the ultimate experience for many musicians. The thrill of being in the moment, enjoying being the producer of great music. The audience is loving it. It's a beautiful, wonderful feeling. They get the musical vibes and they love it. They love it. Is this a feeling that most musicians strive for? And for most musicians, it's the best feeling in the world. Now, so I play at retirement communities. If you play at retirement communities, your skin has to be a little thick because you're not going to get this experience every time. And frankly, I don't know if you're going to get that experience of being one with the audience every time, regardless. But when it happens, it's amazing. I've been playing at retirement communities for 13 years, and I have experienced the thrill of being one with the audience, being in the flow, and being this like messenger of music. It doesn't happen every time, and so when it's not happening, when things aren't clicking, I mean, I'm not going to walk out of there like I'm doing a job. Yeah, I get disappointed with myself sometimes. I'm hard on myself sometimes, but I keep playing. Take a breath and just focus on the music. And if you focus on the music, that's the most important thing. So going back to the meditation topic, within this topic, the Buddhists say, chop wood, carry water. And that means if things aren't clicking, or if like you're having a bad time, or even if you had an amazing time, and you had this beautiful, like, transcendental, spiritual, musical experience. Chop wood, carry water means, like, okay, the next thing I need to do is pack up my gear and eat some food and drive home or something like that. It's just mundane stuff that you do after you have this musical experience. And it could be a good one, where things are flowing, or it could be a bad one, where they're not. And either way, chop wood, carry water means you just do the work and just go to the next gig or go home and then just call it a day. So I really appreciate doing this, playing at senior communities. I get to work and to serve, and sometimes there's moments of blinding brilliance, as Jerry Garcia says. I get to make people happy, and even if the lightning doesn't strike every time, maybe I'm just a grounded kind of guy. I consider myself to be that, but I don't know, musicians we tend to be out there sometimes, y'all. So maybe I'm grounded for a musician, but not so grounded in other contexts. But I kind of like that. Like, I like that dichotomy there. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know.